Hi everyone, myself Dr.S.DHIVYA, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce with Computer Application in Dr.S.NS College of Arts and Science, Autonomous. In this video, I am going to deliver SNS Roadmap for Growth and Innovation. So, SNS Institutions build a future-oriented roadmap that integrates growth with innovation, putting special emphasis on design thinking, entrepreneurship and community impact. So their strategy is not just like expanding the infrastructure or enrollment, but they are focusing on the ecosystem like student, faculty and stakeholders like industries and co-creator solution to develop new technologies and contributed positively to the society. So this is the roadmap we are going to discuss in the next slide. So the SNS roadmap, the core element of that is foundation. Under that foundation, we are going to discuss about the standard approaches with the design thinking and the human-centered roadmap. And second is we are going to discuss this framework culture, that is 3P's culture, 3C framework and along with 5 pillars, and we are going to discuss this growth and innovation in the innovation with the Y Combinator 7 clubs and also with the certified courses, and finally we are going to discuss this excellence creations, that smart OKR with the growth and innovations. So first we'll discuss this SNS roadmap. First one is the foundation, chaos, challenges and initial frictions. So every great transformation begins with friction. That is, every journey begins with disruptions. Changes often brings uncertainty, resistance, friction, especially from people used to existing system. So these challenges include lack of clarity, fear of failure, lack of trust, inertia and misalignment. So the common man, we can say, is the employee or stakeholders, and the business may feel skeptical or uncomfortable about new methods to introduce in the business. So we'll discuss about the standard approaches with the design thinking and human-centered. For example, we can say in the marketing, in the olden days, in the market, seller is the king of the market. But nowadays, or we can say in the design thinking, like new technologies adopted, customer is the king of the market. So likewise, we have changes the standard approaches with the design thinking, that is human-centered innovations. So in the design thinking, we are going to have the concept of define, ideate, prototype, and then test and empathize. So human-centered with the design thinking concept. So SNS roadmap framework and the culture is 3P's culture, 3C framework and 5 pillars. So the first one we are going to discuss is 3P's, that is purpose, process and people. We all know the purpose for the students, that is every action must have a clear why. The purpose aligned people gives direction and motivates greater ownership. So the process is that use a structured approach, example design thinking stages to move from problem, ideate, prototype, validation and iteration. And finally it is useful for the people, that is empower individual with the right mindset, growth, ownership, creative problem solving. So based on this purpose, process, people, it is a triangle shape that it is benefit for the culture, for the aligned, the culture becomes resistant and self-reinforcing. And next we have a 3C framework, that is attitude, logic and technique. So the attitude is a mindset, belief system, how people respond to change and challenges. The logic we are saying is the reasoning, critical thinking, problem framing and strategy. So the technique we are using, that is tools like skills, technical, known how they are working, execution capability. So these three, like attitude plus logic plus technique, form a balance. Without the right attitude, logic or the technique may not used well, or without technique, ideas stay dreams. Without logic, effort may be random. So these three, attitude plus logic plus techniques, are the 3 framework which is very useful for the give a proper roadmap. And we have 5 pillars of SNS. That is, we all know CLT, Center for Learning and Teaching, SCD, Skill and Career Development, and Center for Creativity, and IIPC, Industry Institute Partnership Cell, and finally SRI, Social Responsibility Innovation. So based on this 5 pillar, we have a very mentor and shared executive. They have a very beautiful concept with the CLT. We have a course facilitator, or we have a lecture videos based on that. It will give benefit for the students. And while we talk about the SCD, we have a patent or the scopus related articles. We have to, the mentor and the mentees have to be worked on the concept. And we have a Center for Creativity, CFC. We have a we have a LinkedIn article, or IIPC, we have a LinkedIn article, LinkedIn connection, and social responsibility, like we have a good relationship with the societies. So these are the 5 pillars which is very useful for the to move on to the next step. And SNS roadmap, that's I have a growth and innovation, that is Innovation 7 and 7, that is Gen AI enablement and certified talent. So when we discussed about that, 7 plus 11 might mean 7 major innovation themes and 7 supporting ones we have defined. 15 industry clubs like fintech or health tech, or we have 18 clubs, music clubs or dance club or photography club, so on. So these clubs became engines of innovation, domain learning, pilot projects, and so on. So when we talk about SNS B spine, the framework integrate business, social and innovation ecosystem to create sustainability impact, like collaborative learning environment, research and innovation hub, industry and community partnership. So the growth and innovation, we have the robotic and automations, and likewise we have 7 innovation technology and 7 innovation industries. So generative AI project, smart OKR driven excellence and innovation driven mindset. So when we talk about growth and innovation, it will be the Gen AI is very benefit for the education and training. So this is the example which I given here. Given the rise of generative AI, this is a core capability. Activities include like teaching, courses, workshop, or the seminar. So when we talk about SNS roadmap in the excellence and creation, smart OKR goal, that is gamification or excellence, progressive achievement, 1000 AI startup within the 10 years mission, and growth mindset using design thinking and AI. So the smart OKR goal should be specific. The SMART, S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for relevant, and T for time bound. Based on that, the OKR goal should be gamification, SMART. And OKR's objectives and key result is a goal setting framework where broad, ambitious objectives are supported by 2 to 5 key results that are measurable. So the gamification can add element like point, level, reward, challenges to OKRs to achieving goal feel fun and engaging. This increases motivation, accountability and participation. So the excellence and progressive achievements are create milestone badges, recognition system to reward progressive, that is innovation leader, top hacker, etc. Progress should be visible, celebrated. So next we'll see 1000 AA startup within 10 years mission. Set a bold long-term mission to incubate, enable 1000 AA startup over 10 years. Use internal talent, domain club, AI enablement, funding, mentorship to make this happen. Growth mindset plus design thinking plus AI. Growth mindset is belief that abilities can be developed through dedication and effort. Leverage design thinking plus AI is tandem. Use design thinking to frame problem humanly, and AI is a tool to accelerate innovation and execution. So growth is not an event but a culture, a mindset that constantly evolves from the fixed mindset with the growth mindset. So most we are all engaged or we are fixed in the few concepts, will not move on to the standard mindset or the future vision. So but SNS roadmap tells about clearly we should not stick on the same place, that or it should not be in the fixed mindset. We should think on a broad way, that is the growth mindset. So growth mindset plus design thinking plus AI says together we grow, innovate and lead the future. Thank you.